Mackenzie Johnston with Cattle News Central, bringing you your November 22nd cattle industry headlines. Brought to you by Ag Risk Advisors. PRF season is here, and their advisors are educated and ready to help you mitigate weather risk. Their state-of-the-art technology and superb customer service ensures that your policy is in good hands. The PRF deadline is December 1st, right around the corner. So if you would like more information, be sure to reach out to an advisor today. Ag Risk Advisors, with you no matter what the weather. Also sponsored by RCALF Cow School. They host remote weekly classes all throughout the Midwest so you can learn to preg check your own cows. To view their schedule, head on over to www.circle5cowschool.com. That is the number 5 in there, or you can go ahead and just give them a follow on Facebook. Also sponsored by U.S. Cattlemen's Association. USCA will be hosting their annual meeting in Spearfish, South Dakota on December 10th and 11th. The highlight of this meeting will undoubtedly be Corbett Wall at the Cattle Market Power Hour on Friday evening. The Cattle Market Power Hour will also feature a capital update, beef supper, and a live auction, all for only $25 a ticket. This is a meeting you're not going to want to miss. So to find some more information and to get registered for this meeting, head on over to uscattlemen.org. Last week, RCALF voted unanimously to reject the Senate compromise bill that was a mixture of Senate Bill 949, which was Senator Grassley's 5014 bill that we've been talking about for quite some time, and Senate Bill 543, the Cattle Market Transparency Act of 2021, which was introduced by Senator Deb Fischer and Senator Ron Wyden. According to RCALF USA President Gerald Schreiber, the compromise bill is a completely inadequate response to the serious market crisis that U.S. cattle producers have been facing for years. Before the bill was finalized, the cattle organization offered specific recommendations for improving the price discovery provisions in the compromise bill, but those were ignored, according to Schreiber. RCALF claims that the compromise bill exempts over half the packing plants owned by JBS and a third of the plants owned by each of the other largest beef packers in the U.S., Tyson and Cargill, from any requirements to purchase fed cattle in the negotiated cash or negotiated grid markets. RCALF CEO Bill Bullard said that the interests of America's independent cattle producers are not being served by a reform measure that excludes almost 40% of the packing plants in need of reform. RCALF is concerned with USDA's authority within this bill to take up to 2 years before implementing any minimal purchase requirements. Additionally, if passed, USDA will have the authority to establish minimum volume levels as low as the average volume levels measured during the previous 18 months. Schreiber closed by saying that RCALF put forth a good faith effort to help Congress pass a meaningful bill, but their efforts were rejected. The Cattle Range has reported that last week, Senator John Tester of Montana introduced legislation to suspend Brazilian beef imports to the U.S. until experts can conduct a systematic review of the commodity's safety. Tester believes that Brazilian beef imports not only jeopardize consumer trust, but also present a serious risk to Montana producers. We owe it to our domestic producers and consumers to halt Brazilian imports until we can guarantee their beef and reporting standards are making the grade, said Tester. Tester's bill would ensure that Brazilian beef is safe to eat before it is brought into the U.S. markets by imposing a moratorium on Brazilian beef until a group of food safety and trade experts make a recommendation regarding its import status. Thus far, this piece of legislation has been supported by U.S. Cattlemen's Association and CBA and RCALF. It is great to see Senator Tester stepping up to the plate and introducing this piece of legislation. This is what we need. Feedstuffs has reported that JBS has officially made its way into the cultivated protein market as they have entered into an agreement to acquire control of Spanish company Biotech Foods. Additionally, JBS has also announced that it will be setting up Brazil's first cultivated protein research and development center. They are diving in headfirst, to say the least. Altogether, JBS will be investing $100 million into these two projects. Under the terms of the deal, JBS will become the majority shareholder of Biotech Foods. JBS will have access to Biotech Foods' technology and protein production capability while providing the industrial processing capacity, marketing, structure, and sales channels to bring the new product to market. Commercial operations are expected to begin in 2024 with the building of a new production facility in San Sebastian, Mexico. The cultivated protein products will reach consumers in the form of prepared foods like hamburgers, steaks, sausage meats, meatballs, and various other options. All these products supposedly will be comparable to traditional protein with similar quality, safety, taste, and texture. I have to say I have my doubts. With time, the technology has the potential to not only produce beef, but also chicken, pork, and fish. According to Gilbert Tomazzoni, global CEO of JBS, this acquisition strengthens the company's strategy of innovation, from developing new products to commercializing them to addressing the growing global demand for food. Tomazzoni believes that this move by JBS will help accelerate the development of the cultivated meat market. The acquisition of Biotech Foods by JBS is just one of the major moves that the meat giant has made over the past year. Earlier this year, they acquired Dutch company Vivera, which is Europe's largest independent plant-based food company. And they just concluded their acquisition of Huon, the second largest salmon producer in Australia. JBS making some big moves. USDA has reported that during the week of November 8th, net beef sales to China were 13,751 metric tons, up 220% than the average of the last 4 weeks and 430% higher than the current pace of weekly shipments. There is some good news for your Monday. But finally, some more good news. As many of you heard, I'm sure, last week OSHA reported that it is suspending enforcement of the Biden administration's COVID-19 vaccine mandate for large private businesses after a federal appeals court upheld a stay on the mandate a week before. Great news for your Monday. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Have yourself a great day. I'll see you later.